Hi everyone, Joe Gentili from Sarraf Gentile LLP. So we have the results of our last presidential election. Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States starting in January of 2025. And so I wanted to make a video about how that reality is going to impact the effectiveness of mandamus lawsuits. So I could give you a spoiler. The spoiler is that ultimately I don't know how the new administration is going to impact the effectiveness of mandamus lawsuits. I don't think anybody does, and anybody that says they does, I take it with a grain of salt because it's just not that predictable. I could go through several different areas and ways that a presidential administration impacts mandamus lawsuits. And so once we break that down, um, hopefully that'll be helpful in helping people draw their own conclusions as to how they think this will play out. So the first thing, the most obvious thing is when you have a new presidential administration, you have policy changes. So there's going to be new people in charge of all the different levers that affect immigration and national security. They're coming in with different priorities than the last presidential administration had. And so it's possible that we could see increased security scrutiny. We could see stricter interpretations of the law against immigrants, and when to apply waivers and discretion. We could see a tightening of discretion. All of these things are possible, if not likely. You're also going to see, in addition to policy changes, um, just differences in efficiency and agency operation. Is this new administration going to dedicate more resources to hiring people at USCIS and consulates to process more decisions? Are they going to dedicate less resources? Are we going to see resignations of career people out of these agencies because they disagree with the agency's new policies? So that's kind of up in the air. What's the agency efficiency going to look like? There's a good chance it could be a lot less efficient if you have heightened scrutiny, if you have more evidence required for things, if you have resignations, if you have less resources attributed to the agencies. That could slow things down a lot. Could also go the other way too, that if immigration becomes a real priority issue and there's a lot more people that are hired to staff these different agencies, maybe that increases efficiency a bit. It's not really all that predictable. Presidents also have the ability to appoint judges, and typically they appoint judges that are more in line with their worldview. So the thing with judicial appointments is that's a slow-moving thing. Federal judicial appointments are lifetime appointments. So president's appointment of judges is something that has a very long-term effect, but it's also not immediate. It's not like as soon as the president gets into office, there's going to be a new slate of federal judges that are appointed on day one. So the ability to appoint federal judges could have an impact on mandamus cases, but that's going to be a slower, more long-term impact. One personnel change that you'll see that has more of a day one impact is the Department of Justice. So we're going to get a new attorney general. We're going to get new U.S. attorneys for the different offices that the Department of Justice has. So, the Southern District of New York and, on and on. They're all going to get, mostly going to get new U.S. attorneys that are going to have different litigation strategies. So we don't know what their strategy is going to be with mandamus lawsuits. It could be to take a harder line to oppose them more. It could be to settle them more frequently because they have other enforcement priorities that they want to focus on other than mandamus lawsuits. So that's a bit up in the air as well. So overall, the point I'm trying to make is there's a lot of moving parts here when you have a new administration as to how it's going to affect mandamus lawsuits, which is why it's unpredictable, because it's also probably likely that of these different factors that I'm laying out, some are going to break in favor of people filing mandamus lawsuits and some are going to break against. And so it just takes a while to see how that shakes out. I don't expect a huge change immediately on a lot of these, like for instance, the judicial appointments. So really, we just have a wait and see attitude with it. Um, yeah, so if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out or leave comments. I'm interested to see what other people's perspective is on this. So I hope this video was helpful in trying to think through this issue. So hope you all have a great day. Bye.